My name is Hazel Marie Roberts. I am 55. When I was young, growing up, I always wanted to be a nurse. I always wanted to work with children. I just couldn't have had a better job. I absolutely loved it. I stopped being a nurse for the simple reason I lost my eyesight. The date of the 25th of June 2013 was my husband's birthday. We had a fantastic day, went out together, went to bed early because I knew I had to do my last shift at work the next day before our wedding. So I got up in the morning, opened my eyes and I couldn't see. It was that simple, I just couldn't see. My first thought was, I can't go into work, I need to go to hospital. It didn't occur to me for 1 minute that I would never see again. And it went to the back of my mind, to be honest, until after our honeymoon. And that's when I started to think, actually, this is going to be for life. And this is scary.
Hazel was rushed to Bournemouth Hospital, where an emergency operation took place in order to find out the cause of her sudden loss of vision.
It happens to 4% of the population apparently, and unfortunately I'm one of them. It did make me question, why me? What have I done to deserve this sort of thing? It took a little while to sink in, and when it did, I went through a phase of I'm not going to be able to do things, and I just wanted to stay in and curl up on the settee. Here it is. I have a stamp so that if people want me to sign my name on something and they say sign here and I can't do that, I just stamp it. So I've got a stamp and I have talking scales as well, and I have talking bathroom scales, I think are over there, and a talking jug, and I have these bumpies as well. These are great. We have these on sockets, on the washing machine, on the tumble dryer, so I can tell where the socket is to put the plug in. Because you find when you put a plug in, you're going round and round and round looking for where the hole is. So if you have a bumpy on it, like I've got on other sockets around the house, you just put your finger on the bumpy and then you can just guide the plug in. I think the disability has been most difficult when my grandchildren have been born. Yes, I can feel them and smell them and all that sort of thing, but I don't actually know what they look like. I don't know if they look more like their mum or their dad. I wish I could see them. Funny enough, the thing that struck me most was I'm never going to see a rainbow again. I love rainbows, but of course you need your eyesight for a rainbow. You can't taste it, touch it, smell it. For some reason that sort of stuck in my mind and I kind of dwelt on that for a while. But Steve was like, come on, get on with it. You're not going to be a hermit. You know, you're going to use that cane and you're going to get out. And he kept giving me things to do. I want you to go to the bank today. Oh dear, we've run out of milk. You're going to have to go and get it. It made me get out of the house. It made me ask for help, which I had never thought I'd ever be able to do, but I do now quite often.
Hazel and Steve have been married for almost 5 years. Even with Hazel's disability, the couple work together to overcome any difficulties that may come their way.
You want it, yeah. Well, I've always been a bit of a joker and doing this piece, mucking around, and I got the Fred Flintstone off to a T. The voice. So it's not Fred Flintstone, Yogi Bear. And Hazel liked it because I was always talking like it, so I actually had a card made for her with Yogi Bear, and I started calling her Boo Boo. So I called it Boo Boo and I put it on the sink in the bathroom because she always fills everything to find out where it was, and the card was literally a bit bigger than A4. In the end I had to give it to her because she couldn't find it. She wouldn't touch the sink.
Yeah, in the bathroom.
I was in the bath and then I said, well, you better have this, and because she felt all the words on it, and it was saying, will you marry me? And I gave it a card. So I proposed while I was in the bath. Bit different.
Bit unique.
It won't happen again, so.
I should hope not.
But yeah, it's.
Steve is a very positive person. He is very bubbly. Nothing ever gets him down. And he is such a gentleman. He always puts me first, puts my feelings first. If I've got a problem, he's always there for me. And he doesn't ever class me as being blind. He's always said that to me. Sometimes he'll leave scissors open on the side and I say, you shouldn't do that. And he'll say, I'm sorry, but to me, you're not blind. To me, you're just Hazel. He doesn't expect me to ever not be able to do anything. And if there's something I can't do, he'll find a way to make me be able to do it. He's absolutely fantastic. He does a lot of things around the house that he would have never thought that he would do, like sewing buttons and helping me do things I can't do. So he's had to become more of a carer for me, and he's taken on that role with no problem at all. I have 4 stepchildren, and they spend weekends and holidays with us, and they are great. They've known me when I could see and when I couldn't see, so for them they've had to learn to put things away, not to throw their shoes on the floor and things like that, so that's taken a bit of time. When I'm outside, I rely on my other senses a lot. My guide dog is called Dell, and he is a Labrador cross retriever, and he's 4 years old. He'll be 5 in September. I had to go on a taster day in Southampton to see whether or not I wanted a guide dog. I wasn't sure if I really wanted one, but Steve encouraged me to go. There were people there with puppies and other people with guide dogs there, and just members of the guide dog charity that you could talk to. They brought some dogs in, and Dell was one of them. He sat next to me with his head on my lap, and every time I went to get a drink or got up to talk to someone, he was stood right next to me the whole time. I took him out for a little walk on a lead with one of the trainers, and that night they phoned me up and said, actually, we don't usually match people on one of these occasions, but Dell seemed to gel with you straight away, so he can be yours if you want him.
Going home to play.
Guide dogs are trained to
And
respond
carrots.
to specific commands and directions.
Well done, good boy. And forward. Well done.
Walking with Dell is really, really good. I trust him implicitly. When he's got the harness on, he is a completely different dog. Yes, he's pretty chilled most of the time, but when he's working, he is so different than when he's playing in the garden, and I know I can trust him. He keeps me safe.
Excellent job. Oh, what we got for you? Hey, what we got? Let's find it. Here it is. Yay! Yay! Give you a couple because you've been such a good boy. Excellent. Mwah.
Walking with my cane is a different matter. People jump over it. They don't respect you when you've got a cane, but they do when you've got a dog.
And to forward. Good boy, thank you. Come on down. Find the door. Good boy. And straight on. Where's the ramp? Find the ramp. Well done, good boy. Good boy.
Occasionally, Hazel's disability may
Excellent
cause her
job.
to encounter a difficult situation.
When I first lost my sight and I had Dell, when I first got Dell, we were going down a road very near here, very narrow pavement. There was a lady who stopped me and said that she didn't think it was right that a guide dog should be working. I did try to explain to her that he doesn't work for very long a day and the rest of the time he's playing or sleeping. And I did say to her that if she had a loved one that went missing, she would rely on police sniffer dogs, tracker dogs, to help find her loved one. She was unhappy with this answer, and she had a push bike with a baby seat on the back, and she rammed it into me and we both fell over a wall, Del and I. I think that was one of the worst occasions. Moving on from that, I just decided, you know, people are not going to treat me like that. I am just as worthy as anyone else, and I probably do a lot more than some people. You know, I go out and about and talk about guide dogs and get on with my life. I'm nice to people, so I expect the same back. Having Del has really changed my life. Obviously, I need to know the route first before he can learn it, because I have to tell him whether to go left and right. But once he's done it once, he doesn't forget. I can just say to him, we're going to the library today, and he'll know exactly where I mean and just take me. It's brilliant.
Blind sight. Hazel Roberts is dressed in homely attire inside the living room.
Life before Del was okay, it was fine, but very scary going out. I would have preferred to stay in. I used to go out and do lots of things in one day rather than like now, where Del and I go out every day. You always have to have a reason to go out, because a guide dog has to work for at least 45 minutes to an hour a day. So you have to have a purpose. Having him has just brightened up my life.
Del is running around the garden.
I used to be quite shy, and since I've lost my sight, I've completely changed. I'm very outgoing. I'll try anything, which I never would do before. I found it very easy to make friends now.
Delilah's 3 daughters are building careers of their own, only too aware that the press are waiting for them to slip up. For the Rafferty girls might look like angels, but they are only human. Dramatic, addictive and rather steamy.
Oh, wow, that sounds like a good one.
You want that one?
Yeah,
Okay,
I love that
that's
one.
just a good choice.
I think the most comfortable I feel is when I'm doing things for guide dogs. Talking to people, educating people, being with people that either want to learn or are in the same position as I am.
Find the box. Where's the box?
Hazel and Del stop at the crossing.
Del, where's the box? Good boy. Back. Wait.
Hazel uses her finger to search for the metal cone under the control box.
Guide Dogs is a charity. They don't only supply guide dogs to people that are partially sighted and blind, they also have sighted guiding. So you can phone up and say, I need to go swimming or to the shops and I can't do that on my own. So they will supply someone to do it with you. So they'll guide you around, and they have to go on a course to do that. They also do a lot of campaigning as well to make life easier. Things like talking buses. They campaign for talking buses, and they campaign for people not to park on pavements, because that makes life very difficult when you can't see what you're doing. I've got Steve behind me and family that have really, really helped. I am a completely different person than what I was, and I think losing my sight, weird to say, but has helped me grow and become a much more rounded person, really. Nothing phases me now. The only thing it does is crossing roads. That's very scary. I would say to anyone that's lost their sight, just get on with life and get in touch with guide dogs. They are fantastic. They don't just give guide dogs to people, they don't match people with guide dogs. They do so many other things, and they were fantastic with me and with other people that I know, so I would say get in touch with them.